Wildlife officials want you to give some majestic birds some breathing room this summer.
Channel 3's Ike Ben David went to the Green River Reservoir to learn about loons for this week's Wildlife Watch.
It's clear it's all about the loons at the Green River Reservoir State Park in Hyde Park. I joined Eric Hansen from the Vermont Center for Eco Studies for a day on the job to learn more about loons in this environment.
And the loons have found this to be ideal. And the one reason for that is all the bays, islands, and all these little compartments of 50 to 100 acres each, which loons are very visually oriented. And each of these 50 to 100 acres sections make for a good territory and defendable territories.
Right away, our paddle brought us to a protected nest in the middle of the water. A loon could be spotted sitting on its eggs.
Mom and dad share equally in almost every duty, from feeding themselves to preening themselves to fishing to incubating on the nest that we saw earlier.
And these birds have some characteristics.
They've truly adapted to be water birds. So they're amazing swimmers and they're really good flyers, but they're horrible on land. Their feet are too far back. If they're on land, they waddle on their bellies. They can't walk. They can't fly from land. But they have these amazing webbed feet that are almost the size of my hand. Fish-eating birds, big, huge bill for grabbing those fish.
Hansen says you might see more of them in Vermont because the state's conservation efforts are paying off.
But we're approaching 400 adults now in Vermont. We were down to under 50 adults back in the 80s. So pretty impressive.
Loons were taken off the endangered species list in 2005, but humans can still disturb their breeding season during May and June. Conservation efforts include education, which we saw as we rove further into the reservoir. We spot a nest that catches the attention of some other boaters.
Loons have been working on a nest right here the last 2 days. I was hoping to find one sitting on the nest right now. They haven't laid eggs here yet. So they might in the next day or two.
Hansen helps encourage an environment for the pair to lay eggs.
We are going to create a channel so boaters can come through here and access this campsite right over here. But try to make it very obvious of where we want people to paddle and where we want them not to paddle.
And he drops signs that will float in the water, warning people to stay clear of the nest.
We just want to keep boaters from getting right in there in case that loon is nesting. And hopefully if a boater does come through here, the bird will just kind of watch.
To help preserve the birds, he says, if you're fishing, be aware and don't use lead sinkers.
Fishing line and lead sinkers and lead tackle are still the leading cause of mortality. So if you have lead in your tackle boxes, find a disposal site, whether it's your local collection where you bring your garbage, but we've also got over 35 collection tubes around the state at boat access areas.
And give them space if you see them when you're by the water.
We don't put nest warning signs around all nests, maybe half the ones in the state and the other half we don't. So you might come across a loon sitting on shore. Just keep paddling by or boating by because there's a chance that it is incubating.
From the Green River Reservoir, Ike Ben David, Channel 3 News.